Hey folks, it's Sally Crow, and today I'm here to talk to you about spirit communication. In fact, I'm here to talk to you about the differences between gallery readings, seances, and individual spirit communication so that you can choose what form fits you best. Before I get started, I'd like to do a brief introduction so you know who I am and understand what qualifies me to be talking at the subject at hand. I'm a natural psychic medium, which means that I've been aware of my gifts my entire life. And I'm also from an ancestral line of mediums, which means that there are many members of my family that are also mediums to some degree. I began my study when I was 3 years old with my great-grandmother, who was also a medium. People used to come to see her for healing, for psychic readings, for communicating with their dead, and she shared a lot of those skills with me and my sister. Over the years, I developed them on my own. I began reading cards for the public when I was 18, and when I was 30, I started doing spirit communication for the public. It was something I had resisted until the point that my spirits really pushed me into it. But now that I've been doing it for about 17 years, I am so thankful because it's one of the biggest, most important things in my life. And I see it as one of the most precious ways in which I can offer healing to people. So many people have lost people they love, and even though they might have some communication on their own, that communication is limited. This has to do with energetic supply. So most people are like a candle. Think about like a tea light size candle, okay? They're giving off this flame and their dead can see them. They can see you, they can come to you, and it's kind of makes more like a police mirror effect. Your dead can come to you, they can watch you, they can listen to you, they can see what you're doing, but because of the limited energy, it's harder for them to get their messages through. And when they do, they usually come in the form of a smell, a dream, something we catch out of the corner of our eye, and they're brief and they don't give enough information, often leaving the people who have those experiences wanting more, wanting to know what the spirit wants from them. If you find yourself in a position where you're ready to communicate through the use of a medium, remember that mediums are like all things. There are good mediums and there are bad mediums, just like there are good plumbers and bad plumbers. So your best bet is to make sure that the people that you're going to see, that you've checked them out, that you've talked to other people about them, that might have gone to see them, that you've read the reviews, that you know who they are, so that you're not just going in and making yourself vulnerable for no reason. Once you've found a medium, it's important to understand the difference between the types of medium sessions. A gallery spirit communication session is meant for a large group of people, from anywhere from 10 to thousands of people, and it's more of a stage performance in which the medium passes messages to a limited amount of people in the crowd. Most people are actually just there to watch. This is a great method for people who are nervous about spirit communication, who maybe feel too vulnerable, they're not sure that they even believe it's real. Going and watching a gallery is a way that you can see how the messages are delivered. You can tell whether they're giving precise information, how the people receiving the information are responding emotionally. It helps give you a base foundation for understanding spirit communication in general. Most people are looking for something a little bit more intimate though, wanting to have I want my own message from my own loved one who's in spirit. And in those cases, I say the next step is a seance. Seances are meant for small groups. In fact, the word seance means to sit in reverence. It means to be in a space where you know that what you're doing is sacred. And seances are best done with intimate groups, meaning families and close friends. You want to be in a position where if you become emotional, you feel safe doing so, or if a kind of edgy part of a subject comes up, the people who are with you might already know what you're going through. And if they don't, they will understand it and still support you and your dead through the process. Seances are generally best, like I said, with groups that are close together who have a connection already. And when the spirits come in, they kind of fill in the rest of the room like they're joining in a family reunion. In fact, I often refer to my work as being a guest at other people's family reunions because the information that comes through is so intimate. Talking intimacy, then it takes us to the individual spirit communication. Individual spirit communication is mostly for people who are seeking deep connection. The people who generally choose this form of connection are people who've lost their spouse, they've lost their child, they've lost a parent, they've lost their best friend. They're looking for quality time and being able to go deeper into a conversation. They might have questions they want to ask of their dead. They might want to just sit in the space with their loved one and be able to hear their loved one talk about things that they experience together or things that the loved one sees them doing. This to me is one of the most important things as spirits do, is they talk about things that we're doing now. They talk about things that me as the medium isn't going to know, like that you painted your room purple or that you sold all their guitars, but they do know, and they know because they're watching you, because like I said, it's like that police mirror. Your little candlelight gives off enough light for them to look in on you, so they witness things. Individual sessions, the people who choose them often come back more than once for visitation, sometimes just to talk to their loved one. It's really powerful and deep, but it's not for everybody. If you don't have a close, deep, personal relationship with somebody who's died, you probably are better off with the seance. And knowing what serves you best makes it so that the experience you have is exactly what you need it to be. My advice for people who are going to spirit communication sessions is to bring something to record with, because often something emotional will come up and it will hit you and you will not remember half of the stuff that is said to you. Most smartphones have recorders on them. If you don't have a smartphone and you know you're going to go see a medium, first of all, make sure the medium's okay with you recording them. I'm really cool with it. If they're not, then well, take notes. If they are, if you don't have a smartphone, bring a handheld recorder. Trust me, it is worth it. So when you're at the appointment, people get nervous. They wonder what they're going to have for an experience, how the spirits are going to communicate. All spirits are different. They have a tendency to communicate in multifaceted ways that incorporate images, emotions, and direct speaking. When you go to see a medium, it should be personal. They should be able to give you specific information. Most mediums have some kind of area where they struggle with. Me, it's names. I can get details about their personality. I can have their hand gestures. I can know numbers of dates that are connected to them. I can know what they did for work and what they smelled like, and give you nuances of their personality when I'm communicating with them. But names I really struggle with even after 17 years. In fact, some spirits have gotten to the point of being creative. And the story I share the most is that I once had a guy who kept showing me his chest, like open up his shirt, and I was like, God, he is hairy. And finally his family started laughing and they were like, his name is Harry. So over the years, the spirits know that this is my weak spot, and they work to try to find ways of making sure that they can get through the information they want to. Know that your experience is individual and it's personal and it's deep, and make the effort to make it important for you, which is like see it as a healing experience, and choose a medium who is going to help you to have the experience the way you need to have it. And like I said, there's a lot of good mediums out there, but if you're looking to connect with me, the easiest way to do so is by going to my website, which is sallycrow.com, or by checking out my Facebook page, Sally Crow Psychic Medium. You can also find my book online. It's on Amazon as well as in a lot of other bookstores. The name of my book is Jump Girl, The Initiation and Art of a Spirit Speaker, and it's a memoir of my life growing up with psychic abilities as they developed, and what led me to the path of standing here in front of you doing this video about spirit communication. I thank all of you for watching. This is a big move for me. I bought a bunch of video equipment and lighting and microphones and set up a stage upstairs in my house, because this is my year where I want to be able to reach more people, to help them to understand that, we don't end with death. There is so much more, and our beloved dead are constantly reaching out to us, and over the next couple of months, I'm going to be working on these videos, perfecting them. So don't be too hard on me for the next 6 months. I feel like I've given myself a kind of launch date of summer solstice, which means that all of my stuff will kind of be in sync with each other, and maybe I've worked out some of my video bugs by that point. It won't take me 700 shots to get what I want. But in the meantime, I appreciate your feedback. So your feedback can be on whether you found this to be informative and you appreciated it. It can be on my video quality because I am just beginning and can use advice. And I would also very much appreciate that if you've been to see me for spirit communication, that you take the time to leave a comment under this video about your experience so that others can understand and maybe move forward themselves. Because remember, word of mouth is the best way to get the information out there. And my goal is to change the world. I don't believe I'm supposed to do this by myself, but the area where I'm really capable of doing that is by educating people around the unseen world, and I intend to do so. So I'm spreading love your way, and this is Sally Crow wishing you a good night. Thanks, folks.